Hello, everyone. This is a quick demo of the Norfolk Little League lineup tool. This is really designed for AAA teams, but you could use this at really all the levels to make sure that you're giving kids the appropriate level of playing time, tracking pitch counts. I'll go through the functionality here of this tool. So what you'll see in this Excel file is 5 different tabs, which I'll go through here shortly. The first one is the main tab where you're going to be doing a lot of your work throughout the year. Um, there's a dugout tab, which you'll see here at the end. It'll print out your lineup card that you can share with the opposing manager. A batting order for the year tab, which will track your lineups on a game-by-game basis so that you can see that kids are getting the equal number of at-bats. This is a good tool to track pitch totals for the year. And then the last tab you don't want to touch. This is just there's some behind-the-scenes formulas here that help populate some of the other tabs. But this tool was great. I've been using it for 4 seasons. It takes a little bit of getting used to once you do the first initial setup. Set aside an hour or so where you can get to learn the tool. But hopefully this video helps you. So where I'm going to start is I'm going to start here on the batting order for the year tab, and I'm just going to enter my opening day batting lineup. And I don't have a team in mind here this year, so I'm just going to type in player A is number 1, player B is number 2, player, and so forth. I think I should be able to drag and drop these. We'll see. Almost. So this is my team. And this tab does 2 things. Number 1, it feeds into the other tabs, which I'll show you in a moment. But it also just gives you a reminder. If you have 12 games during the season and you want everyone to bat first and everyone to bat last and everyone to bat everywhere in between, this tool will do that for you. You don't have to use this. You don't really have to use any of this tool, but that's the one thing that that this tab will do for you. GHIJKL. Okay, so I've got my 12 players. I've got my 12, their numbers. The numbers are important because those are going to come into play later on, so make sure you know their jersey numbers. And then what you can see here is for game 2, it takes player A, drops them to the bottom of the batting order, and then moves everybody up a spot. Like I said, if you don't want to use that method, that's fine, but you do need to enter at least your batting lineup for this particular week in cells A1 through C14. All right, so what you'll see now is it started to populate. Now where this tab was blank before, it now has my batting lineup. Okay, so now we're going to go to the game, month, day, year tab, and you can make a bunch of these tabs, copy and paste them, and do one for every week if you want. I usually just go and update this tab on a week-to-week basis. But the second place where you need to update this is here. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to copy my team name, my player names, and paste the values. You want to paste values, otherwise it'll mess up the formats. And then I'm going to take their numbers, oops, from this tab. I'm going to paste those values here. So now this is really important that you have the right number aligned to the right name in this field, these fields here, because it's going to really feed the rest of the spreadsheet here. So you can see here these two fields are actually just pulling from these 2 fields. Up here, this pulls from your batting order. So there's a lot of different formulas going on in this tab. All you really ever want to do in this spreadsheet is update the blue highlighted cells, and then you can fill in some of the blanks for pitch counts and pitch totals. But for the most part, you're only filling out the blue highlighted cells. Okay, so that's really all I need to do to set it up. The other thing I can do to set it up here is enter the league age of everyone. That will drive the maximum pitch counts. So if I change his age to 10, he now has 75 pitches. If I change his age to 12, he now has 85 pitches. But for the sake of AAA, you should have mostly 8 and 9-year-olds. But make sure you know their league age, and their league age is their age at on August 31st of the current baseball season. So they could be 8 and their birthday is August 30th, and they're going to turn 9 on August 30th. That would make them league age 9, even though they won't play a single inning as league age 8. They will be listed as league age 9. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to start filling out what our positions look like. All right, so I'm going to have player A be my pitcher in the first inning. So inning number 1 here, player A, his number is 1. All right, now what that's done is it's populated this field here. It's also telling me now that player A has 1 inning in the infield. And then my dugout tab also populates player A as my pitcher in the first inning. And so I'm going to continue to fill this out, and I'm going to keep it simple here. I'm just going to say these players are my pitchers for the first 6 innings. These players are my catchers for the first 6 innings. And these, remember, these are the jersey numbers. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so now everyone on my team has 1 infield inning through 6 innings, right? But for AAA, every player must have at least 2 innings in the infield and 1 inning in the outfield in the first 4 innings. No one can be on the bench for more than 1 inning in the first 4 innings, and no one should have less than 2 infield innings. If you have less than 12 players, some kids will get more than 3 innings in the field. But other than that, really those are the only primary rules for playing time. Okay, so I'm just going to start filling out some other numbers here. I'm going to have, let's see, we'll just do player 2, player 3, player 4, player 5, 6, 7, 8. Nope. Player 7 is already at catcher, so I got to make sure I don't do that. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, so now you can again see that now I have players A, B, C, D, E, F, G, like all the way through. I'm just going to delete this for simplicity. We'll come back to that later. But now everybody on my team has a position in the first inning. So see, everybody has 1 inning total, and that includes bench innings, though. So you can see players J, K, and L all have an inning on the bench. I've got these 3 players, F, H, and I, with an inning in the outfield, and everyone else has 1 inning in the infield. This column C here says fix, and that means that these players do not meet the minimum playing time requirements so far. So let's see how we can fix that. Let's say player 1, he's my stud ace pitcher. I'm going to have him pitch the first 2 innings, and then I'm going to rest him an inning. So I'll rest him in the 3rd inning. And then, so he's got 2 infield innings, and he's got a bench inning. He needs an outfield inning. I'm going to put him in center field there in the 4th inning. And you'll see now that the fix button is still there, which is not ideal. So I'm probably going to be doing some fixing here. Yeah, it looks like there's a problem with this formula here. This is going to be less than 3. Okay. All right, so that's good. So now he is playing in the first 4 innings. He has 2 infield innings, 1 outfield inning, and 1 bench inning. So the fix went away. Okay. So now we got player 2. I'm just going to start entering positions here, and so we'll keep it simple here and have everyone play the first 2 innings in the same spots, except you can't play 2 innings in a row on the bench. So I'm going to swap my outfield and my bench players. I'm going to pause for a minute, and we're going to go see how the dugout tracker's looking. You can see we've started to fill it in here. Player A, pitcher. There's actually a B in here, which you can't see, but it highlights it gray. And then center field. once this is fully populated, you'll be able to easily see if you accidentally put a kid on the bench for 2 straight innings. All right. So I'm going to move my catcher now and my first baseman to the outfield. I'm going to move everybody else to the infield because everyone else, everyone that played outfield and was on the bench now will get to play the infield. So I'm just going to, again, I'm going to keep this simple, but I'm going to go 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I just did that because these are the guys that were in the bench and in the outfield for the first 2 innings. So that means I have player 1, 2. Looks like I'm missing players 3, 4, and 5 here. So I'm going to put players 3, 4, and 5 in the outfield. And then I'm going to swap those guys onto the bench next time. So I've got 1, 7, and 2. Obviously, I'm oversimplifying this because you want to know which positions are which players are playing which position, and I'm just entering arbitrary numbers, not based on kids' ability or if they're going to play catcher, if they're going to play first base, etc. So here we go. I'm going to just finish this now, and I'm going to, because in AAA you don't really want a lot of kids pitching 2 innings in a row, at least early in the season. I'm just going to switch these guys around. 6, 8. So now you can see that all of my fixes went away. In the first 4 innings, all of my players have 2 innings in the infield, 2 innings in the outfield, 1 inning of bench. So all my fixes went away. Here is my first 4 innings of lineup. And as a coach in AAA, you're only required to share the first 4 innings. So you could have several different scenarios for innings 5 and 6 if you'd like. But this is what you will hand to your opposing manager. And it's actually got a nice print view. So it comes out here. There's a header there. It looks like this is from 2012, but you can always update your headers. I can show you how to do that. So if you go to view, I need it to work. Let's see, page break. Guess I'll have to show you that in a follow-up video. Page layout, here we go. Well, I should know Excel better than this, but I don't at the moment. So anyway, that's not critical for the functionality of the tool anyway. Then you can go in and you can finish filling these out any way you want. I will just note, kind of, if I just put this same lineup in for inning 5, and then I look here, I'll notice pretty clearly that players C, D, and E are all on the bench for 2 consecutive innings. And so I can't allow that to happen. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to move people around. I'm going to get 3, 4, and 5 in here. And I'll move 10, 11, 12 back to the bench. It's easiest to probably do this on a piece of paper first, and then enter it in here and see if there's any errors built in here. But that's it. That's what this tool does. The other thing you can do is, I personally didn't use this feature very much, but at the end of the game, you're going to track pitch counts. So let's see who pitched. Player 1, 6, 10, and 3. So player A, we'll say he had 65 pitches, or let's say 30. Let's see, we'll say 30 in inning 1, 25 in inning 2. Then we had player 6 pitch in inning 3, and so let's say he had 17 pitches. And then player 10, and then player 3. So player J, he threw 20 pitches, and he threw 37. Okay. So you can just track that on a game-by-game basis. Then you can use this pitch totals and you can put those totals in there. So my guy here through 55, guy through Ben, and 26. Okay. And so then this will just track it throughout the year here for all of your games. Um, and so if this guy keeps throwing a lot of pitches, this total is going to get disproportionate to the other pitchers, and it should raise a red flag for you that that player is maybe pitching too much. Remember, you want to save these arms, keep them healthy throughout the season. So just try to make sure that these numbers aren't getting too high for any particular pitcher. But that is really it. If you want to keep using this tool going forward, you'll have to change. So for game 2, if you decide you want to use this lineup, just copy this, paste the values again. Okay. So now when I go to the dugout tab, I've got player B as my leadoff hitter, player A as my last hitter, but their positions remain the same as we filled out here on this first tab. If you're not super familiar with Excel, this may be a little bit challenging at first. Again, this is a totally optional tool. It's just one of the good things that helps you track, or am I meeting the minimum playing time requirements, and gives you this pretty neat printout of your team's lineup for the day. So that's it. I'll send out this Excel file as well as this video so that everyone has a chance to review it. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.